Welcome back, everybody. So, some things have happened since then. I've been working with my guild as we have been, basically trying to progress in Nyalotha, and I've also been working on things to get myself stronger, doing keys and such, and I'm up to 466. And I have been playing the DPS spec more and more and more, and I've gotten pretty comfortable with it, and I'm putting out some pretty nice damage at this point. I recently did a plus 11 Temple of Setherless, and I was the top damage in that runs, and we did it in time, so that felt really nice. That felt really good for myself, for my self-esteem as being a player of this game. Just to reassure myself that I'm not a bad player. So, anyways, good work. Your efforts have helped us establish some trust with our new allies and gain some much-needed combat experience in this strange place. Oh gosh, I forgot to turn that off. Sorry, guys. They have entrusted us with this item. I sense incredible power within. It is clearly attuned to the heart of Azeroth, so you should take it. Hopefully it is of use to us. There's no telling what awaits us within this land. We cannot press forward without first knowing exactly what we are up against. Our new allies have long been embattled with the Naga. They would know best how to navigate these waters. Speak with Blamemaster Okani and see if they can provide some insight into how our enemies operate.
Obtaining the Tidestone must be our top priority. But it would be unwise to press further into Ajara's realm without first knowing what we're up against.
Alright, so give me just a second, guys. Whoops, wrong thing. Wait. Turn that off. Okay. Reload. Again, sorry about that. Alright. Okani. You wish to know more about the Naga of Nazjatar? I am afraid that these waters are as new to me as they are to you, but we may still be able to help each other. My clan came to Nazjatar eager to destroy the Naga Queen. We were not prepared for the darkness that she commands. Our scouts knew this land best, but their knowledge has now deteriorates as their minds are controlled by Ajar's forces. Find and free our scouts, and you may still have a chance to access their knowledge. It is true that my clan has been battling the Naga for generations, but it was only in recent times that we took the fight to Nazjatar. Our leader was slain by the vile queen, and now honor binds my clan to this deep ocean. We will avenge their death or die here trying. It is our way. Your mission aligns with our duty, so we will fight the Naga together, slay their forces, and bring us one step closer to honoring our promise. So let's see if maybe I can just go ahead and bring him with me. Oh, never mind. This Blade Master is a different one. Okay. Oops. Alright, so they're both right over here. Okay. And yes, I am using the mount. Of course I am. I really wanted this mount, so of course I'm going to use it.
I can't use that item yet. It's too far away.
See, when I was showing you guys the DPS spec before, I really wasn't doing, like, interesting things. Oh, by the way, I got a Twilight Devastation. It's only tier 1, but, you know, that's okay, because that means I don't have insane corruption. But I will say, if I, you know, like, when I play the tank spec, I would expect it to do even more damage because of the amount of extra health I have when I play the tank spec compared to DPS spec. So, anyways. But yeah, let's just... Oh, so you can see there, and I'm sure some of you are going nuts right now, watching me click.
I must find refuge.
That's right, someone who clicked
I need to
was
get
top
closer.
damage of +11. I don't care if that means the other players were good or whatever. I don't care. It still made me feel good. But as I've explained, until I'm able to acquire better tech, you know, better keyboard, better mouse, which I have to hold off on purchasing during these times.
Queen Azara!
You know, once things kind of get back to normal and I can be able to get back to having a source of income from having a job and such, then I'll be able to actually, you know, be in a position where I can afford to actually acquire better stuff to be able to let me learn how to, you know, play the game without clicking. To be able to do things like hold down both mouse buttons like I'm doing right now, to be able to move around, as I've heard
I'm out of range.
do. And then just bind everything to keys. Wouldn't it be hilarious if that thing there, the weapon rack, actually dropped? Look at that. Out of 3,333 attempts. That's when you know it's like, apparently has an extremely low bar. When it's in the thousands of attempts. You know, mounts like Invincible and Ashes of Alar and such, those are usually out of 100 attempts on rarity. World bosses are like out of, you know, 2,000 attempts or such. I've also been working on getting the rank 3 essences to unlock for alts, including this one. I finally got revered with the Alduma Cord on my my shaman, and then I got, you know, I had enough Echoes of Nyalotha on this character to be able to just simply
Come to be here.
acquire the rank 3 of that on this character, which is supposed to be one of the absolute best essences for a demon hunter to have and use, according to one of the sites that my guild recommended for me to use, which is called bloodmallet.com. Now, that is a little, you know, not entirely the best, you know, because it's like supposed to be like a 5-minute simulation and such, so take what you see on there with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that's like the only thing to use when it comes to evaluating stuff like that, but it is kind of like a possible source that you can use. That's not so bad.
Brief respite. Our clan is in your debt.
Compelled to do the mindless bidding of our enemies is a fate worse than death. There is no honor in that life. You fight like an Ankoan. You bring my clan honor with your actions today. I owe you a debt, that much is clear. My mind still reels from the Zoetroid's influence, but I fear the others suffer more visible wounds. Apply this salve to their wounds, and I will do my best to share what I know of the Naga.
Azara's forces hold dominion over all of Nazjatar. The Ajari are vile summoners, calling upon the tides to do their bidding. Those who wield the dark magic of the void call themselves the Shirakes. But the Zanjir are the ones who pose the gravest threat. Something powerful lies hidden within their military stronghold.
Huh. I guess Blizz timed it where by the time you were done applying bandages to both of these guys, she would be done with what was being said there. Assuming that's a she based on the sound of her voice, but I guess in this day and age I shouldn't make those kinds of assumptions. Benthic gear! Yeah, this stuff is basically entirely pointless now. Entering the stronghold alone would be a death wish. The Zanjir slaughter outsiders on sight. The only way to get in without being killed is to appear to be under the effects of a Zoetroid. Even then, the mind-shackled are put to work. You must obey all commands, or they will know your mind is still your own. Once the Zanjir believe that you are mind-shackled, it should be easier to navigate their domain and uncover their
I
secrets.
will send word to our allies informing them of your deeds.
How do I look? They will never know. Ew, there are flies buzzing around it. Ugh.
You! Why aren't you working? Get over here!
Yes, sir. What use are you if you're not working? It's time for the snapdragons to feed, but it's a job best left to someone a little more expendable. The beasts will eat anything, including your arm, if you don't move it away quickly enough. Luckily for you, they have developed a taste for cheddar spine roe. It seems the Shirakas are never satisfied with the number of pearls that we source for them. They're always demanding more. Before you came along, it was my job to crawl around the cavern, cracking open clams. So you see, you have some purpose, other than being a mindless sack of flesh. I like how others are showing up here doing the same thing. Naga allied race, when is it gonna happen? Give us playable Naga. Seriously, we were able to play as the Naga back in Warcraft 3. Come on, Blizz, give us playable Naga. Heck, I could make a case for playable Dreadlords or demons after the events of Legion. I mean, what? There is no Legion anymore, but there certainly are Dreadlords and demons still about. And you can't tell me that there couldn't be a situation where some of them wouldn't be willing to actually, like, join either the Horde Alliance and work alongside them. I could use Vera Mothras as an example, but let's be honest, that was him just kind of like playing her the entire time.
I can't attack that target.
Let's see. Nope, that's not how that works. Okay, forget it. Ugh. I like how some of the battle music from the raid is playing in this area.
I can't attack that.
You know, I have the function where it's supposed to kind of reduce the sound of the game when I talk, and yet sometimes, depending on what I'm saying and what's going on, it'll still, like, all of a sudden just kick back up and drown me out. But it's just funny, because I'm like, I've heard this song, because I've been trying to farm, just to give you guys an idea, I've been trying to farm the essence from the raid Eternal Palace, because that essence is considered one of the absolute best. In fact, according to Blood Mallet, is the highest damage rated essence for a Havoc Demon Hunter. And in order to help my guild with our progression in Nyalotha, specifically Heroic Nyalotha, because we've beaten Carapace and we have gotten to N'Zoth, but we're struggling a bit with that one. In fact, tonight is late night again. But we're going to try that again. But let's just say that there are some things I'm trying to do to help now get myself better, to help my guild out. And one of the ways to do that is to get the rank 3 essence from Eternal Palace, since it is considered to be one of the best, if not the best, essence for a Havoc Demon. So, getting, you know, the little fragments and such from that raid, depending on the difficulty, has been kind of one of those things I need to work on. So, like yesterday, I got into the first wing in LFR. We beat Radiance, and she dropped only one piece of that fragment. However, the last time I tried Heroic Eternal Palace, which we did clear, each of those 3 bosses that dropped the essence piece dropped 7 pieces, which made me go, oh. So if I want to collect that essence as fast as possible, I would have to do higher difficulties like Heroic, or dare I say even Mythic, which I've never even attempted to get into, you know, to try and participate in Mythic Eternal Palace. I haven't tried any of the raids of BFA on Mythic difficulty at all. Obviously, I have been doing pretty decently. If you guys see my, I even have Raider IO up here, 10 out of 12. In fact, I'll just kind of show it to you because you can see here. At this point, yeah, you know, my score is not that great. You know, highest I've done is that 11 I mentioned. Certain dungeons I'm not too fond of, and of course, it really depends on the affixes for the week that are going out at the time. But this is basically the kind of progression that we have been doing as a guild. We've gotten kills when I've been there on everybody. I wasn't able to get a kill on Il'gynoth, but I'm not too broken about that because there was really nothing he dropped that I needed at that point. And of course, we've beaten Carapace. So I have, you know, my point is that, you know, because of our experience in Heroic Ny'alotha, I can be able to say that I have done, you know, been participated in Heroic raid content when it was current. Because of that, I have yet to actually do Mythic, though, on any of the raids. I have not tried Mythic Old Year, I have not tried Mythic EOD, even though I have considered it because I want Janus Mount. But from what I've heard, it's still a, you know, regardless of your item level, even if you're like 460, 470, it's still rough. And you know, but it was interesting, like I did a normal Eternal Palace run with a guildmate who's also like one of our, you know, he also plays Havoc Demon Hunter, and he and I were, you know, participating in that run together, and he and I were on Discord chatting during the raid, and we were, you know, he was like, man, this is just the previous tier, and it already feels like we can be able to go in and do pretty decently at this, you know? It was just a very interesting observation we did. Alright, let's see. How many pieces of this do I have now? I have 15. I should be able to do this pretty well at this point, right? Alright. Okay, come on. Oh, come on. I'm like trying to see where these snapdragons are. I thought this was one of them, and then I realized, oh wait, no it's not. It's just one of those things. Huh. Never mind. Just one of the things we collect that from. Okay. Alright, so I need to go back to the area where the snapdragons are. I was just in the wrong area. Got it. The crackle maws, those are not it. There are the snapdragons. There they are. Okay. So I can be like, here, have some food. One for you, and one for you. No, come on. I said one for you. There we go. So I gotta throw it right at him. I can throw it from distance and be like, here's some meat. There you go. Where are some more of the snapdragons? There's one. What? Who's going around killing these? Oh, that person already fed one. Now see, someone's going around killing the snapdragons. Who's doing that? That's like when you're trying to do a quest and someone just goes around killing the quest NPCs just because they think it's funny. You guys know what I'm talking about. Ooh. Oh, I love this. This is one of my absolute favorite world quests. I love this type of, you know, connect this here. I'm usually pretty good at this. Like, I can be able to look and be like, oh, okay, this one down there. Let's see, okay. Focus on the purples. Any purple? No. Orange. Ooh, here. There we go. Move this one here. Connect 4. There we go. Ta-da! Ooh, a toolbox. Aha! Scrangstone. And of course, someone already fed them. So that's part of the challenge of this quest, is trying to get to them and feed them before other players do. Fortunately, it looks like these things get hungry really quickly, so... Alright.
Ah, look! You managed to keep your limbs!
I'm surprised they didn't make a meal out of you. Eager to please, aren't you? For a squid head, you sure are making my life easier. I guess you get to live long enough to complete another task. Our new weapons are forged from some foreign material that I don't quite trust. You won't catch me sharpening any blades, but the work still needs to get done. Get to it! By the way, in case you're curious, the way to get rank 3 of that essence that I just messed with, the one I got from Jaina earlier in this video, is to get the achievement for having done a certain amount of training with those followers. So, obviously I'm not going to do that with this character, since I'm still progressing. But I am doing that with my Horde character, that you guys have seen me do the entire Nashtar questline before. So, that's happening, and I am about, like, only a couple hundred XP away, so, like, by tomorrow, I should get that achievement to be able to actually get that rank 3 essence by then. So that'll help. One of the other ones that's going to be a little tricky to get is the one from Mechagon, because I need like 10 spare crates. So I have to go over there and farm spare parts in order to get it. That's going to be fun. On closer inspection, it becomes clear that the blades have been forged from azurite. Weapons of this power should never be in the hands of the Naga. Steal the weaponry and fight your way out of the terrace.
Drop that weapon, Landwalker! My life
Make me.
for Ashara!
Now I shall slay you all.
Can't attack that. I'm out of range. Take you.
That's an elite. Do I dare? Do I dare take on an elite? So now I understand why the Snapdragons were dying. Because then we kill them.
I need a target. It's too far away. My queen, I've failed. I'm out of range.
Alright. And now we take the weapon back to Jaina. who has made her way over here.
Champion, Adaru told me of your task. What were you able to find? The true battle lies ahead.
I recognize the craftsmanship. This is Priscilla Ashvane's work. She must have taught the Naga how to forge Azurite weaponry. But why? We cannot expect to succeed in any battle where our enemies are using Azurite weaponry. No, we must find a way to even the playing
It's safe
field.
to assume that the Naga are keeping a stockpile of these weapons somewhere nearby. If we can locate their cache, we can strip them of their arsenal and arm our own forces. Blade Master Okani has offered to aid us. Let's ensure the Ankoans have whatever they require.
We must remain alert.
My brief studies have shown that the refinement process creates a byproduct that is invisible to the naked eye, but is easily seen with retracted bioluminescent light. The seafloor is littered with creatures that produce just what we need to track down this weapons cache. Locating the weapons cache should not be a problem once we have the proper tools. A little light and a lot of bioluminescent fluid is all that is needed. It all seems rather simple, does it not? But the key is in the deep-sea crystal, used to refract the light. The Bloodfin tribe covets these crystals, so you should have no trouble obtaining one.
Strike true.
Bloodfin Murlocs. Speaking of allied races and playable Naga, playable Murlocs, where are they? All joking aside, I would absolutely play a Murloc. I would roll a Murloc in a heartbeat. And you can't tell me that they don't exist, because we have seen them. Oh, look. A war mode horde demon hunter. Oh, he's in fact taking on that boss right now. I'll let him do that on his own.
I can't use that item yet.
I doubt I'm going to get my horde demon hunter to the point I've gotten this guy. It took me a while with this guy, and it didn't really happen until, like, my guild was, like, you know, was willing to, like, you know, bring me along for some low key runs and such to kind of help me get started. Really, my character would not be participating in those raid runs like tonight if it had not been for...
I need to get closer.
That's one of the things I'm very appreciative to them for. It's gonna make the rest of this playthrough a lot smoother, because when I try and show you guys the Eternal Palace raid in this playthrough in LFR, it's gonna be a bit of a cakewalk for me, because whether I'm DPS or tank, it'll probably be a lot easier just getting as a tank. I mean, I'm gonna be going in. Let me give you guys some context of what I'm talking about. So Eternal Palace, just to give you guys an idea, let's kind of look. Hold on.
Can't attack that target.
There we go. Anyways, as I was saying, oh my gosh, this is a trinket I got from Nyalotha. It's so good. Anyways, as I was trying to say, so let's just start with LFR. 400, okay. Mythic. This is one of the reasons I'd want to do Mythic, because it actually does the rank 4, but the rank 4 is just cosmetic stuff, so it's not a big deal. 445 is the gear that drops in Mythic Eternal Palace. Heroic is 430. Normal is 415. I'm 466. Now, I actually have gear like this ring that's actually a little better for the Vengeance tank spec. That would actually probably put me at 467. So a 467 tank in a raid at LFR that drops like 400 gear. Yeah, I think I'll be pretty good at that point. Be able to do pretty decently. I just realized I'm not really grabbing what I need, which is this stuff right here. Swish. Stop it! Stupid Murloc. Oh, come on. Alright, so just gotta find these little guys all around. And just squish. No. Fine. I mean.
Attack that.
Yeah, once I learned about... There was things I learned. Like, I didn't know you could stack Azerite armor abilities. Like, if you, like, pick the same one in more than one piece, that it actually stacks. That blew me away and just kind of opened my eyes to, no pun intended, about how strong some of these are. Like, Furious Gaze is so, by far, the best Azerite armor talent for a Havoc Demon. It is so strong, especially when you pair it up with stuff like Eyes of Rage and Chaotic Transformation. It just does... It not only does such incredibly strong damage on its own, but the buff you get afterwards, after having it, go to its full completion, is just so incredibly strong. And just skyrockets your damage because of the amount of extra, damage that you're getting off from things like the haste buff. So, in case you're curious what I'm talking about, let me read what Furious Gaze does. When your I-Beam finishes fully channeling, your haste is increased by 1,109 for 12 seconds. This stacks if you have it in more than one armor piece. Now let me read to you what Chaotic Transformation and Eyes of Rage do. Demon's Bite deals an additional 1,300 damage. When you activate Metamorphosis, the cooldown of I-Beam and Blade Dance is immediately reset, so you can then immediately use I-Beam again. I-Beam deals an additional 2,500 damage. Consuming a Soul Fragment reduces the cooldown of I-Beam by 0.7 seconds. So you finish channeling I-Beam, you can Metamorphosis and then immediately I-Beam again. Then you have things that are reducing the cooldown of I-Beam as well as reducing the cooldown of Metamorphosis. You see where I'm going with this? This is one of the reasons why your damage can just absolutely get insane if you handle it right. Plus, if you had things that also extend your haste or your critical strike, or more importantly, as I found out from my guildmates, your versatility. As mastery, it does your chaos damage, yes, but versatility increases the amount of damage and healing that is done, and decreases that damage that you take. So it's an excellent idea. This is what I get for not paying attention, because I fell in here where I get immediately dismounted. So, but here's what I can show you guys right here. Now look at my haste and how quickly these things, the cooldown stuff, gets cooled down.
It's too far away.
Yeah. So that's just an example of what that's like. And this is also some of the changes that I made that they recommended. This is basically the build that the Demon Hunter had mentioned that I did the run with. This is the build he usually runs. Adding Immolation Aura, because I used to use like Insatiable Hunger until I found out how good Immolation Aura was to have on Havoc. Demonic Appetite is also really good. I used to do Soul Rending for extra leech, but I found out how good Netherwalk is as a defensive. Trail of Ruin, also really good as well. Definitely better for that type of playstyle compared to Fell Barrage.
What do you ask of the Waveblade?
Do you have the ooze? The substance is stickier than expected, but it should still work. Have you found the crystal? I can see why the Bloodfin covet these crystals. The gem is unlike any I've seen before. I have fashioned a device that will emit bioluminescent light when toggled on, allowing you to see any Azerite residue that lingers. It should give you a clear trail to the weapons cache. Good luck.
I will lead our allies back to safety. Be cautious, champion. The Naga won't relinquish their weapons easily.
Don't worry about me, Jaina. I've got this. I can handle myself pretty well. Dazed. I can see it all the way over there. Wow. Too heavy. Who say that? Bridge can talk now. There it is. Although tightly sealed, the radiating energy and weight suggest that the crate contains Azerite weapons. While inspecting the crate, a commotion can be heard within the cavern. A familiar voice shouting orders. Let's go deal with Priscilla.
You Naga excel at taking orders. These weapons are among the most powerful I've ever created.
Speaking of Priscilla, I should also mention that it's considered by many that the trinket that Ashvane drops in the raid is one of the absolute best trinkets in the game right now. This one right here. Deals damage and applies Razor Coral to your target, giving your damage abilities against the target a high chance to deal an extra 7,000 damage and add a stack of Razor Coral. Reactivating this will remove the Razor Coral from your target, which grants you 105 critical strike per stack for 20 seconds. A lot of people do this raid just to try and get this trinket. Now, yes, it'll probably bring down your item level if you're rocking like 460 trinkets like I am, but the damage it's going to give is worth the drop in the item level.
I need to get closer. It's too far away.
This won't end well for you, I'm afraid.
You face far greater
Is that so, Priscilla?
No.
Come on, Priscilla. Have you ever heard of a force called the Burning Legion?
This is your last warning. I can still offer you mercy. Leave now, and I'll call off the assault.
I should be the one offering you mercy. You offering me mercy? That's just a joke.
Azara! Azara! You cannot leave me here to die! We had a deal!
Contain yourself, human. Show faith in your queen. I would not let them take you. Not before you have fulfilled your destiny.
That's funny considering what she does to her in the raid. Alright. Let's go back to Jaina and tell her what happened. So yeah, ideally what I would want is to get that trinket on Mythic Eternal Palace, since it's 445 if you get it in Mythic difficulty, compared to 430 in Heroic. But even if you get it at 430, it is still considered, like, by many to be, like, the best trinket you can get for, like, a Havoc Demon Hunter. And not just a Havoc Demon Hunter, but, like, a number of the different DPS specs in this game. So basically, it's like if you're maining a DPS spec, you want to be doing Eternal Palace a lot, not just for the trinket, but of course for the pieces to get this essence here.
A long road lies before us.
It seems Ajara's influence reaches even further than we thought. Ashvane may have escaped, but at least we have secured the weapons. I doubt that we will be able to last. It will be the last. Blah. Blah. I doubt that will be the last we have seen of Priscilla, but at least she is no longer one of our immediate concerns. We must think carefully before making our next move. In the meantime, we should continue to build upon our relationship with our new allies, the Ankoan. Work with them to secure the area and hone their skills. We're not out of the woods yet. I fear that the biggest battle is still to come. Let's show them that together we can take on Ajara's forces and succeed. So yeah, this is how you can then get rank 2 of this essence, which is to, this is that part where now it's like, hey, get back to leveling your allies in Nazjatar. So
Be careful who you trust.
So you can see here, it's like, hey, get this much experience. Like I said, I'm working on the achievement to actually get the rank 3 essence on my other character, so I don't have to really do it on this one, so. But I will still have to do a decent amount of this. But I will say, doing this is far easier. Yes, you do have to do this every day in order to be able to pull this off. But being able to actually do this is far easier when you're able to do a couple, when you're able to be this strong and highly geared. Plus, when you're able to have flying unlocked. Because being able to fly around from place to place makes this a far easier ordeal than before. Now, this apparently seems to be a main quest. Let's fly over and see what that is. Let's take a gander at what the quest over here is. By the way, in case you're curious, why is this considered one of the best? Well, let me read it to you. This is just the major power. Burn your target with a bolt of Azurite that deals 61,000 fire damage. If the target has less than 20% health or more than 80% health, the cooldown is then reduced by 30 seconds. This is a 45-second cooldown, which means it goes to 15 seconds. If Reaping Flame kills an enemy, its cooldown is lowered to 5 seconds, and it will deal 100% increased damage on its next use.
We need to understand the forces that the Naga are harnessing. Use this telemancy beacon to send over any void experiments you find.
Now, in case you're wondering, why do you want the essence from Eternal Palace? Well, let me read it to you, because I have rank 2 of it. Call upon Azeroth to summon a Guardian of Azeroth for 30 seconds who impales your target with spikes of Azurite every 2.5 seconds that deal 22,000 damage. This is just the rank 2, so just wait till you see how much stronger it can be at rank 3. Every 8 seconds, the Guardian launches a volley of Azurite spikes at its target, dealing 13,000 fire damage to all nearby enemies. Your spells and abilities have a chance to impale your target with a spike, causing 18,000 fire damage. The next rank is that each time the Guardian casts a spell, you gain haste, stacking up to 5 times. The effect ends when the Guardian despawns. When an Azurite spike deals damage, all damage that you deal against that target is increased by 3% for 6 seconds. Yeah. Rank 3 of this essence is really, really strong. So, by the way, as I mentioned, this has been possible because of the account-wide essence change they made, where if you had rank 3 of an essence on a character, you could then be able to just simply acquire it with Echoes of Ny'alotha for other characters. Oh yeah, this quest. Okay, so this is not necessarily part of the main quest line, so I'll pick this up and I can just do this on my own. Oh, I forgot she follows me around to do this, so yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and start doing this on my own, so, oops, wrong button. Yeah. Because this isn't really part of the main storyline here. The main storyline doesn't really continue until I level up the Ankoan allies, so I'll do that stuff off camera. I also need to see if I can, get ready to help out my guild, because we're actually going to be having we have a couple of raid nights a week, and raid night is actually tonight in about half an hour. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this off and start getting ready for raid night. So I'm going to work on leveling the Anko and allies to show you guys the rest of the storyline. And I will hopefully have also gotten some other progress on other stuff done on getting this guy even stronger for the next time you see him. So I will see you guys then.